our twins are Aiden and Ethan. They're 7 years old. They were diagnosed with autism right before they were 3 years old. So when they were a year and a half, we started noticing some regression, and they started ABA therapy shortly after that. And they've been in full-time ABA therapy, and that's helped tremendously. That's helped with some of their eloping, and for those that don't know, of course, elopement is just they have no sense of fear, no sense of danger, no sense. So they just walk off. They don't know that they need to stay with us. They don't know that they're walking in the street into oncoming, traffic. They don't know if they're walking into, a body of water that's dangerous. They just see something that they want or something fun, something they want to do. So, therapy has helped somewhat with that, but, with something we still always, are working with them towards. And they've made tremendous progress in all their therapies that they've had, throughout the years. And we just feel like the service dog will continue to help them progress, and help them lead a more, independent life.
Yeah,
so that's something, that we feel like that's, the next step of where we're at, in their journey.
It's the next tool, so to speak, to really help them get the most out of life, help them find that independence that we so want for them.
We asked to fund a service dog for an individual, it's $60,000. Our part is $17,000 that we have to provide in order for them to receive the dog. And the money, that $17,000 goes towards breeding, raising, training the dog, and it's an extensive training. So they have, before they even can go into the training process, they have to pass like initial assessments when they're certain requirements. When they're, I think 6 months is when they start doing assessments on them to make sure the dog is able to be a service dog for them. So that $17,000 goes directly towards the training process and breeding and raising the dog.
I didn't know how many different things that the dog can help with, like Aiden was diagnosed with epilepsy, and, we've read that the dog can sense that up to an hour ahead of time before seizure were to start, which is just amazing. I mean, it's just something that I never thought I would ever be able to say that a dog can, help with that. As far as like that, and also just helping them be more independent with walking and just in general, soothing them, and maybe helping them calm down, and just helping them. It might help them be more involved in school because they have that sense of security there, and so yeah, no, we've heard a lot of good things, and we've heard a lot of benefits that people are getting from these animals, and it's truly amazing.
And another thing that the autism specific service dog does, so the boys, when they're upset, when they're anxious, they kind of, so Ethan bites his hands, and Aiden sometimes will kind of like bang his head against the wall. So these dogs are trained to stop that. Ethan and his hand biting, that's the dog is trained to kind of put their arm on the, whatever it is that they're trying to put their mouth to bite. So Ethan is hand biting, so the dog will be trained to put his paw on their arm to kind of interrupt that self-injurious behavior. Or if they're doing any kind of repetitive behavior, the dog is trained to intervene with that and stop any of that. So that's another thing that we were really impressed to see, that the dog can do. Yeah, they can lessen the aggression. Also just kind of be like a social bridge. So autism isn't always a recognizable, disability. So you see an individual, you're not, sometimes you don't automatically think oh, they have autism. So just, it kind of brings awareness, that, they may have, a disability, out in public. It just seeing them with the service dog kind of, helps bridge that social gap.
Exactly.
The dog actually does tethering. So they teach the dog, they're tied to either their belt loop, if they have a backpack or anything like that. And the dog will guide them away from, if they're walking towards danger, the dog will guide them back. Or if they're walking away from us, the dog will, starts alerting us, starts barking, and guide them back. So that's how we kind of hope to have like independence in school,
Yeah.
you know, get them to walk from, you know, the classroom to PE, classroom to lunchroom, you know, and the dog is, you know, able to guide them to where they need. The dog learns their routine
sure.
and will guide them to where they need to be, and away from danger. That's, you know, our most important is, you know, keeping them out of
Keeping them
danger.
safe.
So if the dog sees them like walking into the street, he'll, you know, he's tethered to them and will bring them back. Donations we can get that help, that will definitely, you know, be a big help, to help us pay, you know, for the dog, and just to help, you know, the boys get, you know, the independence that we know that the dog will bring. And also, you know, another thing that, you know, the fee goes to, so part of the training is that we will spend 2 weeks in Ohio at the training facility, learning how to handle the dog and how to help the boys, you know, how to get the most out of the dog. So that 17 covers the fee to go. That 17,000 covers the fee towards the trip we have to make, because John, the boys have to be there for 2 weeks at the training facility, just spending time with the dog and learning, and, you know, so all of that, you know, any donations we get is definitely, you know, is very much a blessing, very much appreciated, and, you know, anything helps. And we just, you know, hope, like we said, we hope to get the boys, you know, help the boys get the independence we know that they can have.